Hi, my name is George, and I want to share something with you that could change your financial future forever. It could be a wake-up call, and it could be a secret to your financial freedom. I don't know if you know much about me, but I grew up on a small farm in Virginia with 8 brothers and sisters, and this is a picture of the house we grew up in, and it only had 1 bathroom. Can you imagine? But we had loving parents, and they did something really fantastic. Besides raising 8 children, all 8 of those children went to college and completed it, and even 2 went on to law degrees. 1 went for an MBA and 1 went for masters. And they were just amazing parents living in hard times. But my dad, he grew up in Mississippi, and he grew up during the Depression, where most people didn't have a whole lot during those times, so it was pretty crazy. And then he was drafted into World War II, and he survived that. He was one of the first people to hit the beaches of Normandy. But during that whole time, he had to sacrifice just so we would have enough, and that was kind of crazy thing. But he didn't have that nest egg when he got done to really do all the things that he wanted to do in life. I mean, he had dreams just like all of us, to travel, to do wild things, to have exotic cars, and even just to own your own lake and sit out there and enjoy it when you've retired. But what does this all mean? I mean, here we are 20 years later since Dad passed, and people are still struggling paycheck to paycheck, struggling and trying to figure out how to get by and how to get ahead of this financial curve. So what's the answer? One of the things that I do when I talk to groups, I ask them a simple question. How many people in the audience feel like they have enough money? Raise your hand. And what's shocking and amazing is virtually almost everybody in the audience, it doesn't matter what make or model they come from, everybody's raising their hand and just acknowledging that they're struggling financially. And their issues, when I ask them in detail, they're very valuable things. They're things like, bad economy, they lost a lot of money, they got job layoffs, they got rising costs, there's this thing, cost of living. Then unfortunately, this healthcare costs are about to explode, and then even things like taxes. So it's just never ending. How do you manage all that and get ahead? Well, and then how do you break through that barrier of finances to where you get in towards wealth and freedom? Well, what is the definition of freedom? Well, everybody wants $1 million. But the key question is, how do you do it? Because we have these mental scripts that are tucked away in our mind and our subconscious that cause fear and doubt and hesitation and then procrastination to hold us back. So what's the answer? Well, I'm about to reveal a secret that will change the whole outlook. It's a new online game called MillionairesByGeorge.com. Imagine when you get done with the game that you're sitting on top of the world just throwing money out like it means nothing. So what is MillionairesByGeorge.com? It's a social media driven 28-step online game that teaches people how to make $1 million and keep it. And that's the important thing. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. So we're going to teach in this course of how to create value so you can do it over and over and over, even if you lost it all. So what does it take? There's 5 components. Component 1 is you have to find a penny. You can't use your own money, and when you find a penny, that's step 1. Now here's the hard part. You have to take that penny and double it to 2 cents. Can you do that? Most people think they can. Then step 3 is you take that 2 cents and double it to 4 cents. Then you keep doubling that 28 times, and when you do that, it mathematically equals $1,342,170.20 exactly. So how would it feel to have $1,342,000? Pretty cool, huh? But why don't you have it now? Well, because there's more components that you need. Component number 2 is a real key factor, like, okay, if I knew how to do it, then I could do it, right? If I only had the answers to how to do it, I could do it. So what do? We launch component number 3. And here's the real secret to what Millionaires by George does. Every time you complete a step, you key in your answers into our system after logging in, and then your answer is saved in that step so everybody behind you can see how it's done. Then we reward you by opening up the next step and giving you all the answers how everybody ahead of you solved the step you're about to do. So here's the question. If I gave you a 28-question quiz, but I gave you the answer to each question before you had to answer it, could you pass? Well, I'd hope so. And that's really the secret. We now are giving you how to do it. And then the next step we do is we give you an accountability process We also have another software package called ReallyBigResults.com that we've partnered this program up into that actually is the delivery and accountability system that gives you control for the speed of the steps of how slow or fast you do it, how fast you want to get to be the millionaire, and then it also has accountability tied into it that lets you control the speed of how fast you go and the reminders and the information that keeps you going. So the next component is, how do we make it affordable? We did a survey and we asked out to people of what we should charge for something like this, and we literally got ranging for people, because they saw this so valuable, as much as $1,200 a month down to $5 a month. And it really depended on who you spoke to. So we made a bold decision. What we decided to do was create a minimal upfront fee of $37 as a registration fee, and then we'll go to the lowest common denominator of $5 a month. So we thought that was pretty affordable, but when we talked to people, they said, well, hey, what about the early adopters, the people that are going to help you grow and build the database of answers? So we said, okay, let's be really bold, and for those early adopters, we decided we're going to cancel the $37 registration fee and just have a flat $5 a month monthly fee for those people that are the first 1,000 subscribers to do it. So that's all it takes. That's pretty affordable, isn't it? So what do you need to do? You need to start playing a game. Invite some friends. When you get a partner or a buddy or some of your friends, and create a really cool game of who can be the first millionaire. Or another option that you could do is you could buy a year subscription at a discount and play with your kids and grandkids and teach them how to make money. How cool would that be? So the last step that we need to do, the component, is just start to take action. All you have to do to get started is click the yellow button down on the bottom of the page here and then register for $5 a month, and we'll start sending you your first lesson. So thanks very much, and good luck to you. And number one, remember, have fun.